Welcome back. Big tech breakup. Microsoft founder and former CEO Bill Gates and wife Melinda Gates have announced that they will divorce. They announced this on Twitter yesterday, writing this: after a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we've made the decision to end our marriage. They were married for 27 years, saying they will still work together on their charitable efforts. Dagan McDowell, Bill Gates is the fourth richest person on the planet, a net worth of $146 billion. Your reaction?
Well, the pair are clearly trying to prevent this from turning into a tabloid spectacle. And in my opinion, a tabloid spectacle is not a bad thing if you're the consumer of that information. But their tweets, Melinda and Bill's tweets, were identical, and they announced it at the same time. There's already apparently a separation agreement that's in place. The New York Post and TMZ are reporting that there is no prenuptial agreement, which is kind of astonishing. And they clearly get along still if they're going to work together on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which they established. It's one of the biggest foundations in the world, and they established it back in 2000. They've got 3 kids. The youngest is still a teenager, is 19. So they're trying to get along, but certainly not going to be as interesting as the Jeff Bezos breakup, because he, it hooked up with some flashy new girlfriend. So, but I'm kind of curious, as a consumer of news, a voracious consumer of news, and all gossip, I really want to know more about what happened, quite frankly.
Well, I mean, I can understand no prenup, really, because they met at Microsoft. That was her job right out of school. And she started dating him. So he made much of his money as a result of the growth at Microsoft, and she was right there. So behind every good man is a good woman. So there you go. Or a good partner, I should say.
But he was already very wealthy and very famous when they were married in the early 90s. So I am kind of surprised by that there wouldn't be some protection there. Because she didn't help build the company, he built it, and she just was working there. She's still young, so's he. He's in his mid-60s, she's 56. That's long, that's young. You got a lot of living ahead of you if you're 56, Melinda Gates.
Dagan, just to put the size of, I think the big impact here is on the charitable giving that they do. Just to put this in perspective, the Gates Foundation has assets of about $51 billion. So they're giving away that money. That's about equal to the market cap of Ford Motor Corp, of Marriott, of Dollar General. We're talking about a major force in the world of charitable giving that's now going to be going through some kind of reorganization or organizational challenges. So I think that's really where an interesting story is. In terms of their divorce, I've just got to say, regardless of how wealthy you are, it can't be easy for any couple and any family and any children. So, I gossip aside, my heart goes out to them for going through a kind of breakup like that.
Right.
But I really think the charitable giving issue is a big one.
And John, just
look, Bill Gates,
just with that much money too, there's an issue of. I think in charitable giving and in philanthropy, they call it absorption, where you have so much money, and if you're targeting it at just a few areas, particularly health, it's even hard for these areas of giving to absorb that much money, that you've got so much to hand out. It's hard to hand it out in a way that is efficient and useful and effective and avoid fraud. That's a huge challenge.
There are a lot of organizations that depend on that are receiving that money, and I think their phones have to be going off the hook today, trying to figure out, what does this mean for us? Is this going to cut off that funnel? There's a lot of funding that organizations depend on coming from them, and they got to figure out what this means.
And it's the best thing about Bill Gates. It's incredible that Bill Gates' legacy will be more about giving away $100 billion than it will be about founding one of the great technology companies, Microsoft.